Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio because the date is November 12th, 2024. And Analytic Dreamz himself is just going over the Grammy nominations for the year of 2025. Let's see what he has to say.
2010, and then Childish Gambino for This Is America back in 2019, which actually won the category. Okay, so the only win ever was This Is America by Childish Gambino. Oh, so I'll take that back. I mean, that balances it out. Wait, hold up.
And it was at that moment that brother was enlightened.
You telling me a song that started off as a Drake diss track, and y'all gonna think I'm caping? Hold on, let me pull this up, cause there's no way. I just put two and two together. I was like, hold on now. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second.
That brother is ultimately doing the science right now. Currently, you have to stick with him.
My fault for it being so loud.
To be completely.
Nah, we're gonna put this on full screen, cause y'all, I don't want y'all to think I'm just being a Drake stan. If they give, I'm doing the science right now.
For the song started as a joke. To be completely honest, like, This Is America, like, that was all we had, was like that line.
This is America. Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up.
And it started as a Drake diss.
So forget that bar. Let's talk about how the Grammys are about to set a precedent that the only way you can win Record of the Year as a hip hop musician, as a hip hop record, is if you diss Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with the Grammys. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, of course, Not Like Us has technically it hasn't won the award. But all I'm saying is the 67th Grammy Awards show, set to take place on February 2nd, 2025, has an opportunity to make the most hilarious decision of all time. What in the world are we gonna do with our genre if the only way we get Record of the Year is to diss that Canadian? And with that being said,
now fast forward to 2025, February 3rd, one day after the Grammy Awards show has happened. And guess what? Just guess what? Kendrick's Not Like Us won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, and Best Music Video. Now, let me tell you something. As far as y'all following Notorious Mass Effect by clicking my link tree in my bio and just following on whatever social media you use, that is definitely something you should do if you want insightful information on the industry, because I called this all the way back in November 12th, 2024. Because interestingly enough, the only way we've ever had a hip-hop record win Record of the Year at the Grammys was when it started off as a Drake diss track. And here we are in 2025 where another hip-hop record is up for Record of the Year, and just guess what the subject matter is. Guess what the subject matter is. Dissing Drake, and not only dissing Drake, but calling him a certified pedophile. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost our way in the land of hip-hop because we have let the Grammys make a mockery of our genre, and the only way we ever get recognition is to diss that Canadian, because for some reason the Grammys think our genre is so subpar that the only way we'll even get Record of the Year is if we diss the most popular rapper in the game. So with that being said, let's just get into the overall achievements of Kendrick Lamar, because I don't want to seem like I'm hating, right? I just want to point out the objective facts that This Is America started off as a diss track. Not Like Us is an entire diss track. And both of those are the only hip hop tracks to win Record of the Year. Now I don't want to beat a dead horse, so now let's just get into the rest of it, right? Kendrick Lamar, who actually attended the Grammys last night, he ended up winning 5 Grammys, and Kendrick Lamar has a total of 22 Grammys, tying with U2 and Vince Gill. But his overall nominations is at 57. But the biggest deal out of his whole career as far as going to the Grammys is figuring out that Not Like Us has just became the second hip-hop record ever to win both Record of the Year and Song of the Year. And obviously, I've already told y'all what the first one was, but of course, the Grammys states it again, as they said This Is America by Childish Gambino was the first. So with that being said, both of those tracks are inevitably Canadian diss tracks, more specifically Aubrey Graham, aka Drake, diss tracks. So when you get into that fact, and I don't want anybody saying I'm making this up, because let's just listen to the man himself who made This Is America.
It started as a Drake diss.
All right. So being honest, both of those tracks that are Drake diss is the only hip hop tracks to ever win Record and Song of the Year. One of the things I wanted to point out is the higher ups coming together to take Drake out as a collective, right? And if you don't believe me, here's just one. This is prime example number one, right? We're making this entire deal about Drake because if it wasn't for the simple fact that I did the science and realized the only hip hop songs to ever win record or song of the year at the Grammys were Drake diss tracks, I wouldn't even be doing this if that wasn't the case, right? If they would have gave a record of the year Grammy win to Kanye, I mean, who's more deserving than Kanye to have the first hip hop record of the year, right? Jay-Z. Let's not even forget about how they disrespected DMX for his entire career. Rest in peace to DMX. Nas. I mean, there's a lot of people you could talk about as far as overall record of the year because they always give us, rap song of the year, rap album of the year. But as far as the other genres are considered, they've always put us in the box of not being as artistic when it comes to record or song of the year, which is why we never win. And which is why we only have 2 hip hop songs that have won. But guess what? What's the subject matter? Of course, Drake diss tracks. Now let me get back to prime example number 1. Lucian Grange. See if I can find this right quick. Lucian Grange and Dr. Dre, of course, celebrating Not Like Us winning and over here high-fiving, having just a time in their lives. If you don't know, that's who. Let me make it so y'all can see it. So that guy who just high-fived Dr. Dre right here, this guy, I know it's kind of blurry. Twitter's terrible with the optimization. Lucian Grange is the guy high-fiving Dr. Dre, right? Y'all want to know who Lucian Grange is? The owner, the CEO of Universal Music Group. Now, I think owner and CEO is 2 different things. So I think he's a CEO of Universal Music Group. And Universal Music Group currently has 45% of the entire music market share. And of course, that's on the low end. So 45% is on the low end of market share because of Central C and a bunch of other Sony music entertainment acts just showing up as far as on the charts, like SZA, Kane Brown, Central C, Tyler the Creator. Who else is on Sony? Raw, Alejandro, Rod Wave, Hosier, SZA. SZA's on here twice. That's how crazy. That's how crazy the numbers she's putting up. Well, that's how crazy the numbers are as far as what she's putting up. So UMG usually has like 50 plus of the market share, but because of those Sony acts going crazy on the charts, Sony currently has 33%, which is the second largest. Of course, the third largest is Warner Music Group with 18%, and then the other independent acts are 4%, which it's been brought to my attention that, of course, there's more major labels outside of Universal, Sony, and Warner, so the others could also be incorporating those major labels that's not named Universal, Sony, or Warner. But as far as the independent artists out there, that's why I just attribute that percentage to them, because if the major label was big enough, I think they would have more of a market share compared to a Universal, Sony, or Warner. So we just put them in the independent lane. So that's basically why I group all those together. So anyways, with that being said, Kendrick Lamar currently has 7 tracks on the charts. You want to know what those tracks are as far as the most popular? The most popular track currently from Kendrick Lamar as of February 3rd, 2025 is Luther. Been on the tracks for about 9 weeks, and the track he made with SZA, right? His second most popular is TV Off, which will be on the charts for about 9 weeks, and is the 13th most played track in the world. And then you have 30 for 30, the track off of SZA's Lena Deluxe for SOS. Basically, that's been on the charts for about 5 weeks. That's the 23rd most played track in the world. And then you have, I missed Squabble Up. Squabble Up is the 21st most played track in the world. And then you have Peekaboo, 79th most played track in the world. And then Hey Now, which is the 90th most played track in the world, featuring LA artist Dodie Six. Now, all of those 7 tracks from Kendrick is on the charts currently as far as the Billboard Hot 100. Now, as far as recognizing him for his past work in 2024, obviously Not Like Us has put up insurmountable numbers to the point where now people are recognizing it as the best diss track of all time. I think it's time to come together as a hip hop collective and say that No Vaseline, Hit 'Em Up, Ether, Back to Back, all of those are insufficient when it comes to impact versus Not Like Us. Not Like Us has the most impact we've ever seen from a diss track, to the point where the person he dissed is crashing out and suing his own label. He sued his own label. So that's like if LeBron sued Nike, Nike out here putting out shoes by KD. It's like if LeBron sued him for that. Like, hold up, aren't we doing the same thing for you? So in general, Drake has crashed out. Jermaine he put out a diss record and apologized. Nobody's heard from him since. Everything that happened after this Not Like Us track has just been a monumental W for Kendrick Lamar. It's ultimately one of the biggest diss tracks we've ever received in the hip hop genre. And of course, that is why he ended up sweeping at the Grammys, winning all the awards. But it still doesn't take away the fact that it is the second only hip hop track to win Record of the Year. And it's funny how we only get overall Record of the Year attention when we're dissing Drake. So with that being said, Kendrick Lamar is also, oh, I didn't finish with them celebrating. Y'all want to see who else was celebrating? Now, of course, I love this artist. I never want to beef with her fans, and I mean never. If there's one fan base you never want to beef with, this is the one. And obviously, I've seen with my coverage of Taylor Swift over the span of this podcast, I'm very fond of her. If you look up Taylor Swift Analytic Dreamz, I've covered her a plethora of times. So with that being said, we have to get our jokes off. You know what I mean? It don't matter how fond I am of an artist, I get my jokes off. I mean, I call Drake hip hop Karen and the blue collar snitch. We got to get into Taylor Swift because, ladies and gentlemen, y'all let me know what this move is. What is Taylor Swift doing right here to this song? Y'all let me know what this is called. Now, at first, I thought this was a stanky leg, but I was like, it couldn't be the stanky leg. That came out in the 2000s, right? So I had to look it up. When was the stanky leg invented? Like, actually, I need an actual date to find out if the stanky leg is still popular in 2025. But obviously, it's not. As stanky leg was popularized with the release of the song Stanky Leg by the GS Boys, August 15th, 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep reiterating the date because this is a monumental time as far as pointing out the top musicians in the game while also getting our jokes off. Why in 2025 is Taylor Swift doing the stanky leg to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar? That's all I need to know. You know, Swifties don't come after me. Everybody get these jokes no matter how much I am fond of Taylor Swift. So with that being said, let's go to the next video, right? That wasn't even enough. The stanky leg wasn't enough. She had to toast she had to put up a glass. She like, I'm so glad you took down my biggest enemy. Because if you don't know, as far as the top 5 in the music industry, there's Taylor Swift, there's Billie Eilish, there's Bad Bunny, there's Morgan Wallen, and then there's The Weeknd. Now, Drake used to be in that top 5. Guess where he's at now? It's nowhere to be found. I'm not lying to you when I say Drake crashed out. It is essentially over for the year of 2025 and maybe 2026 as far as him being a chart-topping musician for the long haul. I'm not talking about what Kanye did as far as coming out the gate and getting a number 1. I'm talking about sustaining that success for the entire year. Unless he signs to another music label not named Universal Music Group, that's a wrap. So that being said, that is basically what Taylor Swift is acknowledging right here, putting up a glass to the way that Kendrick Lamar took out one of her most pivotal competitors in his music industry. Let's just put it like that. Also, Dr. Dre, he couldn't get enough of Taylor Swift's stanky leg as he had to get a view for himself. As he turned around right here, as you see, he's watching Taylor Swift get off. You know, this is a different move. I respect this move. The stanky leg, I couldn't respect as much. Hold on, let me put this full screen so y'all can see him. The stanky legs, I couldn't like respect as much because y'all seen what that looked like, right? But this move, you know, this is definitely in her bag. You know, this is in her range. You know how certain cultures have certain ranges when it comes to rhythm and rhythmic movements. Let's just say Taylor Swift's culture, let's just put it like that, right? Let's just say they're very limited when it comes to rhythmic movements and it co-aligning with the beat or correlating with the beat, right? So anyways, that being said, shout out to Taylor Swift. You know, she's still the biggest gangster in the music industry. You know what I mean? Don't get me shut down. This is all jokes. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's all I had on Kendrick Lamar winning 5 awards. It's a lot of jokes when it comes to my coverage of Kendrick Lamar, because if you really think about it, this man had his most successful year of all time, falsely accusing a man of being a pedophile. Is that not insane? Like, imagine you being an up-and-coming musician, looking at the current landscape, like, what's in captivating the masses? How can I come out and just show my artistry? Might as well just falsely accuse some man of being a pedophile, right? Actually, you should probably not do that, right? You end up being in a Drake lawsuit as well. But as far as the Grammys, obviously they don't care. As far as the Super Bowl, people are talking about how Not Like Us will probably not get performed because it has the pedophile stuff in it. But if you don't know, the the promo for Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance during the NFC and the AFC championship basically was playing the Not Like Us beat, essentially letting everybody who's being a naysayer, talking about it may not get performed, letting them know, hey, Kendrick's performing this track, and not only is he performing this track, we're going to give him 5 Grammys. We're going to make him the second hip-hop track ever to win Record of the Year. He's going to get on that stage, and he's going to say, hey, Drake, I heard you like him young. So that being said, it's not really too much we can get into outside of the Drake accusations. Kendrick sweeping at the Grammys. His history at the Grammys, it hasn't been always as good as it is now, as far as, in 2014, everybody knows when Macklemore took his award when he was nominated for 7 awards. But, Macklemore, after beating him out, well, quote unquote, beating him out for the award, said, you got robbed. I wanted you to win. You should have. And he's like, sucks that I robbed you. It was crazy. But, of course, Kendrick, him being the guy that he is, basically said it was well deserved for Macklemore, even though he was lying through his teeth, just like he lies on a lot of people. But, it's cool. It's whatever. I'm glad he handled that with grace, because if he didn't, I'm pretty sure people would have tried to make it like a, the black man angry stereotype, you know what I mean? So I'm so glad that Kendrick took that with grace. But, yeah, in 2014, when Macklemore beat out Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album, mind you, Kendrick put out Good Kid, Mad City, has 7 nominations, 1-0. 7 nominations for Good Kid, Mad City, 1-0 at the 2014 Grammy Awards show. Macklemore ended up winning Best Rap Album, which showcases why maybe they're pandering so much towards Kendrick Lamar, because since then, Kendrick has ended up winning time and time again. So when it comes to his impact on the field, is obviously appreciated by the higher ups and the people who vote on these award shows. Because if you don't know, my favorite music award show that I think is the objective litmus scale for how superstars impacted the masses is the Billboard Award, the Billboard Music Award Show. I think that's the best award show that we have currently. Grammys, as you can see, Doechii just ended up winning Best Rap Album. No disrespect to Doechii. All I want to let y'all know is Nicki Minaj has 0 nominations for one of her best albums of all time. I just want to let y'all know, it gets lost in translation because we want to champion Kendrick and things of that nature. Nicki Minaj is the most disrespected artist ever, like all time. The most disrespected artist of all time at the Grammys. And maybe just period, right? Nicki Minaj may be the most disrespected artist of all time. Now, obviously, to play devil's advocate, I do hear that she doesn't have the fondest of attitudes towards the media. So maybe if she, treats people better, she would get treated better. But at this point, it's kind of egregious that she put out Pink Friday 2, sold a crazy amount first week, went on a sold out tour, and now, when it comes to the Grammys, no nominations for Pink Friday 2. Like, it just didn't exist. That's why I'm saying that I feel like the Billboard Music Awards is way more objective when it comes to highlighting our actual impactors as far as the masses when it comes from the music industry. Grammys is all politics, and we pick who we want to win. It's very different. But nonetheless, Kendrick ended up winning. He has 22 Grammy wins and a total of 57 nominations. So, I guess all he needed to do was call Drake a certified pedophile for him to win Record of the Year. I feel like young Gamora at the end of Infinity War. What did it take? And at what cost? So that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Kendrick just sweeping up the 2025 Grammy Awards show, winning Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, and Best Music Video? And at the end of the day, what is your biggest takeaway from hip-hop only getting recognized for Record of the Year when they diss Drake?